Everywhere and everything is under lockdown. It's in your best interest. Small enterprises as a whole have gone down. These closures have devastated far too many lives. Ruining people's lives in order to save lives is one of the most difficult aspects of the current situation to comprehend. The true limitations are only going to get tighter and tighter. The pandemic limitations have resulted in the creation of 500 new billionaires and the plight of 500 million people. The largest shift of wealth from the middle class to the upper class in human history. You'll be happy and owning nothing at all. The Great Reset has begun. Our socioeconomic structures are being deliberately and carefully dismantled. Exactly what the government ordered, wants everyone to rely on them. That way, the Great Reset can be inaugurated. A business isn't necessary. It's time to stay at home and get broke. It's in your best interest. You'll need money to survive, yet you'll never possess a thing. The result of allowing the government to become tyrannical is amusing. Don't worry about the future. Forget about leaving your home to your great-grandchildren. What property? Remember that you will have no possessions, but you will be content. Otherwise, we will have to start line up for food. Infinite growth is the foundation of our system. Continuous efforts to increase earnings and decrease employee benefits at all times. It's been part of the Great Reset strategy from the beginning. Citizens no longer matter to our government. Desire a shift in the status quo. Stop being obedient. This would not be taking place if everyone simply said no. Right in keeping with the government's strategy to obliterate middle-class families. People will get what they deserve if they keep doing what they're told. Nobody should be allowed to own anything because the government wants total power. What comes next? Supply chain failure that was planned in advance. As a result of the additional costs that we, as customers, must bear. Somebody is making more money than the other person. Granted, expenses for manufacturers may rise in some circumstances, but generally, did line staff pay rise by 7% in the United States last year. The classic infantry tactic of approaching in the shadows is beginning to emerge. There is a pandemic. The advancing soldiers are the manufacturers, and we, the commoners, are the ones being assaulted by the virus. Prices have remained high because of long backlogs in the supply chain and high demand from consumers. A mutual fund is a great way to save money on a new flat-screen TV by investing it for a year or two. Repair that old used car of yours instead of getting a new one. Instead of buying new garments all the time, recycle your old ones. Reduce or eliminate your consumption of meat. The latest iPhone or tablet computer or Fitbit may not be necessary for you. Instead of spending money on paperbacks, use the library to borrow books. You know what? We're not driven by limitless consumption and spending, people. Our landfills are bursting at the seams with the garbage we dump in order to create room for new items. There is little doubt that many of the overpriced markets are for essentials. One of the most significant factors is the price of a home. In addition, it is difficult to reduce the amount of energy you need to heat your home in the short run. Costs to upgrade from electric to heat pump insulation are also rising. To make matters worse, the price of a vegetarian diet has risen as well. Buying a used automobile is usually the most cost-effective option, but used car costs have experienced the most rapid rise in recent years. A shortage of experienced workers and rising costs are making it difficult for car repair firms to keep up with their inventory. While it may seem good to keep wearing old clothes, children grow, and many people are unable to attend work in garments that have seen better days. When my tighty-whities start to look a little shabby, I'll throw them out and buy new ones. In this case, we're looking at the supply side of things. Supply chain and supplier tangling need to be reduced. And a lot of that is predicated on how well you deal with COVID. Supplier diversification is needed even if COVID does not exist, with some of that sourcing coming back to the US. An offshore supply network was desired by the governments. Outsourcing paid off for them. They were lavished with tax breaks as a result of closing American factories. And now they're whining about inflation caused by problems in the distribution network. That's a slap in the face. What's the big deal? As a result of corporations moving their operations and jobs offshore, a large percentage of products must now be shipped back to the United States rather than manufactured here. This has led to an increase in inflation. In addition, greedy corporations are taking advantage of the pandemic and hiking costs. Corporate America and its paid-for politicians are solely responsible for this. For more such informative videos, subscribe to our channel and like the video. See you in the next video.